Hello everyone, my name is Lauren Mitchell and I am a 5th grade teacher here at Cook Elementary School, and I'm going to just be talking to you guys about some different strategies and things that I use in my classroom to get students engaged and motivated to learn. That is one of the biggest things that as educators we struggle with. We are trying to consistently make sure that our students are engaged, that they have rigorous activities in class. But one thing that I've learned as an educator is that I want to make sure that I create lifelong memories in my classroom. The first strategy I want to talk about is our KWL chart. This is helping students understand what they know, so they can put sticky notes. I love putting sticky notes up here so that they can tell me and use prior knowledge. What do they know about the content that I'm teaching right now? If we're talking about classification, what do you know about classification? What are the different classification subject areas for animal classification? The W stands for what will we learn? What's something that you want to learn while you are talking about classification? And this is something that really pushes my students to have critical thinking skills, because I'm actually asking them, what are you interested in learning about? That gets them motivated and engaged because they're talking about something that they are interested in. So if this finding out where tigerfish are classified, are snakes reptiles, or are snakes considered fish because they are in the water as well? These are just some of the questions that would come up in my classroom, and it got really students engaged. And last but not least, at the end of the unit, we talk about learning. What have we learned? Let's do a great summary of what we've learned over the last couple days over this unit about classification. And the students become really engaged through that as well, because they get to teach the rest of their students or their peers what they know about the unit, what they've learned, and they come up and they slap their sticky up on our chart paper and are super excited. So the KWL chart is one strategy that I absolutely love. Strategy that I absolutely love that is super engaging is a website called Flipgrid. You can go to flipgrid.com and sign up as a user, as an educator user. And this is really the Snapchat for school. If you aren't aware of Snapchat is basically short little video clips that you can make and upload it to your social media network. But Flipgrid is so awesome because it is all for educational purposes. So for example, I have animal classification. And as an educator, I can set up a topic for my students to discuss. And I can set a time limit for how long I want their videos to be. So for Cook County school systems, we have Google Chromebooks. So each of my students will get a Google Chromebook, and they will make and record a video through their Flipgrid account and discuss animal classification. So for example, my question states, list 3 facts that you have learned about animal classification. This is an excellent entrance or exit ticket strategy. It's utilizing technology, which is super cool, super awesome, and it's super engaging. Students can add stickers, can make really cool videos with this. For example, I've used this before with a couple of my other students, and they've had an excellent time answering questions, and they make their own profile and add stickers and pictures to it. So the kids have an excellent time doing this, and this is great, like I said, as a entrance or exit ticket. Another form of technology, because I am super technological in my classroom, is Discovery Ed, or a discovery education, as most teachers know it. And this is such an amazing resource because everything is all inclusive in this website. So for example, I can click on science. It's kind of hard to see, but science. And once I click on science, I can also click on particular forms or curriculums of science, life science, physical science, science and technology. And once I click on any of these threads, I can either browse by standard, which is super cool, and it doesn't matter what state. They have all 50 states listed, and I can click on Common Core State Standards, and I can select which standard I need that fits the unit or curriculum that I'm teaching within that unit or instructional week, which is super cool, super awesome. And whenever, let's click on a thread, for example, the Earth, if I wanted to use that for science, these are K through 5 elementary resources. In each elementary resource, they have videos, they've got games for the students to use, and all of the students can access this through their Google Classroom, which is awesome, easy to use. There's also different lesson starters that creates different activating strategies for your lesson. It's just an excellent resource that is all-inclusive, like I stated. I love Discovery Education. I love everything that it provides to you, and it's easy to use. You can click in, click out, add to a quick list, assign classwork for your students, and it's just simple and easy to use. So it's another great strategy that gets your students engaged. It gets them motivated to learn, because my students come in and they're pumped whenever I tell them, go ahead and log into Discovery Education and go ahead and go to the assignment that I've placed in your Google Classroom. They are excited because they know there's going to be a really cool video, and there's also going to be an excellent lesson starter that's going to kick off our learning for the day. Last but not least is my exit ticket, or my ticket out the door. This is something that's super engaging for my students, because this is where they get to show what they really know, what they've learned throughout the lesson. And my kids, like I have sticky notes all across the ticket out the door, so I can ask a simple question at the end of the lesson for the day and ask them, hey, explain to me something that you learned that you didn't know before. And they place it on a sticky note, place it on my chartboard. Super engaging. Also lets me form a small formative assessment to see if they've learned everything that I've taught. So this is an excellent strategy as well. It gets my students really engaged, because they understand at the end of each lesson, you're going to have to write an exit ticket. So they're engaged, and they're trying to make sure that they have a great sticky note that I can complement or bring to the forefront the next day in class. So those were just a couple of my favorite go-to resources and strategies that I use in my classroom that make it engaging and motivating for my students. My biggest goal as an educator is to make sure that my students are excited about learning, that they are engaged and are motivated to learn, because they understand that everything that they learn in my classroom is going to propel them or move them towards their future. So I hope these strategies were useful and awesome, and you will use them in your classroom. And I hope you have an awesome day. Be amazing, be bold, be an educator. Thanks.